Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, mercy and blessings of God be upon you. This is a new presentation from www.central-mosque.com and from the Humble Heart YouTube channel. And the topic today is pornography and fornication pandemic. In order to prepare for this presentation, I've looked at the advice of the ulama and Islamic scholars and their fatwa on the topic. I've also looked through counseling advice on various kinds of addictions and then also drawn on my own experiences. So this presentation is a synthesis of many of these sources, inshallah. Before we begin, let me address the issue of men and women listening to this separately. Brothers, I've spoken to many others in your shoes, so let me tell you right from the beginning, stop browsing one more talk or one more presentation on this topic. There is no silver bullet solution to your problem. You already know what you're doing is haram or impermissible in Islam, and one more talk or one more fatwa won't change it. Nobody can do this for you. You need to stand up, take responsibility, and quit now and quit today before you destroy yourself and your family and everyone else associated around you with it. Nobody can do this except you. This presentation is going to be focused on brothers exclusively because in my experience, deals with brothers and I'm a man myself. That's why. Sisters, I've also dealt with many of you in your shoes. I know that you feel violated, inadequate, insecure, angry, and confused if your husband is involved in any of this filth and you've caught him red-handed. He has probably lied about this for years. But if you want to salvage or save your relationship, then you're the only support he has in many cases. If he loves you, then he will walk through mountains for you. Many have quit this filthy habit, and it is possible to do so despite your feelings, and you can be helpful or you can be obstructive in it. You need to make a decision. All I ask you to do is please watch this presentation with an open mind all the way to the end. So, dear brother, I'm not going to beat around the bush. When you commit fornication, whether it is physical or on the internet, your iman, your faith leaves your heart like this. It physically leaves. All that hard work that you put in while praying, following the sunnah and working on your iman, it vanishes from your heart and there's nothing but a vacuum, emptiness. This is the reason why you feel so bad and awful afterwards, because your iman leaves your heart. Just think about it. Your iman leaves your heart. Plus, you're lying, you're cheating, and you're being dishonest to your family. You hug and kiss your little daughter Aisha or your little son Umar, or you lie to your mother as to why you've been on the internet for so long. This lying, dishonesty, and treachery is destroying you from the inside. You need to quit right now. You need to no more make any excuses. Let's be realistic about this. You've been a pathetic, lying, cheating human being, and you need to accept it and come to terms with it and face the truth. You've broken it from the inside. You're finding no peace because you're lying, you're cheating, and you're being dishonest. There's no such thing as one last time or I'll quit from tomorrow, because that tomorrow will never come. Islamically, you're committing a major crime and a haram. And you already know it. When you commit a crime, you deserve a punishment. When your wife finds out, she may leave you, take the kids, and wreck your life. You will not be in control of the punishment when it comes. Many Muslim women never want to be with a lying, cheating husband, and they don't certainly want their children to be around a lying, cheating father. You may think that you're looking at things from the internet, but from a woman's perspective, she feels violated, she feels inadequate, and she will may never forgive you. I'm warning you that the punishment of your habit may be catastrophic for your life. Picture your wife, your kids, your home, and you may lose all of it. If you're unmarried, picture your parents, the affection of your mother and your family, your brothers and sisters, and you will lose all of the respect and you will definitely feel absolutely worthless. The risks of this sin devastating your life are simply too much. Trust me, because I've dealt with many people like you. You need to stand in front of the mirror and ask, are you willing to lose everything in your life and then have the anger and wrath of Allah Ta'ala wrapped around you for the day of judgment. The results of this crime of yours, the punishment will be catastrophic. Trust me. Now to the sisters. Sisters in the Western society, the police, the social services, the law, every single thing works in your favor. You can easily take everything away from him, his kids, his home, everything he's worked for, his home, his life, and toss him out on the street, butt naked, penniless, and helpless. The law is designed to help you do that. But remember that in Islam, if prostration was allowed to a human being, then you would have been ordered to prostrate to your husband. Your husband is your paradise and your husband is your hellfire. In my experiences, there are always two sides of a dispute. And you, as the wife, can make simple adjustments in your habits to make the situation better if you want to. Many sisters choose not to throw away everything, and many do. So as I've said, in a court system, you will walk away with his entire life and every single thing that he loves. But remember that on the day of judgment, you will be in the court of Allah Ta'ala, and you will be judged according to the rules of Allah Ta'ala. Islamically, separation and divorce is permissible, but if you want to save your family and your relationship, you may need to change. There are triggers which feed any sort of addiction or abnormal behavior. There are reasons why humans seek comfort in these things, and if you want to save this relationship, you will need to confront the real issues, and it will become uncomfortable. Let me now address one more thing. Muslims in the West are affected by their society, and some of their habits may not conform to our traditional understanding back home. I'm going to change the story a little because my argument with this scholar is on the internet and well known. The scholar was arguing against the husband kissing and doing things to the feet of his wife, and my argument was that this surely may be bizarre, but it isn't haram. So brothers and sisters, before you consult a scholar on your personal affairs in the bedroom, please be mindful that a lot of times the scholars may be influenced by their culture, their society, and constraints upon their upbringing. I get so many questions from brothers asking about, is this permissible, which I have to then forward to the other scholars to respond to. A lot of these questions and actions are totally bizarre, confusing, they make no sense, but they are not haram. So before you consult a scholar on affairs in your bedroom, please look at whom you consult and look at the answer and understand that this may be bizarre in the culture in which this scholar is operating, but it may not be haram or impermissible in Islam. And if a husband and wife have gaps in their relationship, it may lead to problems later on. What I can tell you is many Muslim husbands and wives, they don't talk about their relationship, in the privacy of their bedroom, but it has an impact on other things. So it may have impact on his behavior, her behavior. It may lead to violence. It may lead to emotional abuse, physical abuse, all kinds of things. And the issue starts out with things being in the bedroom. So please be aware of that and address these issues head on. Many times people don't do that. People actually address the symptoms. They address the abuse, whether it's physical or emotional. They address other things. They actually never do root analysis of what led to it. So just making you aware of it, that's all. Now, the issue of beautiful girls or women, depending on your age, is an issue for every single man, and it never ever goes away no matter what your age is. The key is to divert your attention from a beautiful woman. If you keep focusing on guard your gaze, guard your gaze, guard your gaze, you will make life very difficult for you. It is easier to think about something else and do something else to divert your thinking, or start doing something else. Trust me, it works. If you want to know the details, Maulana Ashraf Ali Thanvi rahimahullah ta'ala has mentioned this in his book Bawadir and Nawadir, the last book of his life, which was published 2 weeks before he passed away. So I understand and know that you've heard hundreds of talks and you have visited, many Islamic seminars and things on guarding your gaze. Trust me that if you continue to simply focus on, I'm gonna guard my gaze, I'm gonna guard my gaze, it's not gonna work. It's a lot easier to simply divert your attention, engage yourself in something else. It's a lot simpler. Then Take a look at your life and take away all the idle time in which you're doing nothing. Take a course, study, work extra hours, do whatever it takes for you not to be idle. Then learn to burn your energy in fitness, martial arts, running, etc. I've asked so many brothers to take up running to go from 0 to 5K who are unfortunately engaged in many of these issues. And trust me, from experience, I can tell you it works. Occupy your mind and distract your mind with positive pursuits. Science tells us today that pornography addiction may be down to neuroscience in your brain. So I've seen advice for people to get married, and a lot of times this doesn't work. In fact, many husbands addicted to this are already married. So this is not working. The reason being is there are chemicals behind it, behind the reason for your addiction. So this is your pathways in your brain change when you're addicted to pornography, just like addiction to drugs. But people can and fight and do fight this addiction, and they do get over it. So first of all, work on your iman. Whatever you may find comfortable in your setting, in your circumstances. If you want to join a halaqah or a study group or join an online Islamic course, whatever. Or even go with Tablighi Jamaat and then try to turn to Allah Ta'ala and seek help from Allah Ta'ala and seek forgiveness. The reason for going with Tablighi Jamaat in this instance is effective because you not only get away from your circumstances, you will not get time alone to be able to do many of these things. So going out with Tablighi Jamaat in this issue is extremely effective. Then the most important thing for you is to tell someone about it. Anyone you trust, a friend or an imam or whoever, that you have a problem. Now, telling your wife is fraught with dangers. You've already been lying to her for years, so you need to very carefully look at your relationship and consider the consequences before you share this with your wife. I'm asking you to be very careful before you share this with your wife. But you need to tell someone. You need to tell someone about your problem. The solution becomes extremely hard without you coming clean with someone. Trust me that the pain and the humiliation you will feel in telling someone is your first step. Then you need to find a sponsor who will monitor you. In many cases, this will not be your sheikh or the maulana, because your sponsor is someone who will deal with you all the time and will respond on a moment's notice. Once again, I know this may sound counterintuitive. Your sponsor may not be your sheikh or a maulana, because the sponsor is someone who needs to deal with it in real time and respond to you on a moment's notice. Usually your sheikh or your maulana or your imam will not respond to you because of course they're busy and they're responding to other people and it may be too late for you. You need to then define your goals and objectives along with your sponsor. You need to plan this in 24-hour segments or a daily basis. Each day you need to fight your urges, and each day where you do not relapse is a win for you. Do not access the internet alone and do whatever and however and whatever it takes for you to do this. It may be that you have to disconnect the internet or change your device or switch off Wi-Fi at certain hours, whatever. I know a brother who told me that, he used to stand in another bedroom and watch his little daughter sleep. And his motivation for quitting came from, he kind of imagined his daughter is all grown up and she finds out what his father is guilty of. And the shame that he felt motivated him to do something about it. So he could not face that scenario. So he threw away his smartphone, got a basic phone, he got rid of his laptop. He did everything to get over his addiction because he motivated himself to look at his young sleeping daughter. And he said, imagine if she grows up and the shame she's going to feel towards his father, he could not bring himself to confront that scenario. And so he got over it, got over his addiction. Alhamdulillah, he's clean, his relationship is fine. He got over it. So this isn't easy. For you to get rid of your smartphone, you may need that for your work or other things, or, smartphones, you need it for browsing, all kinds of things, right? But you need to do it. Somehow you need to stop accessing the device alone. Many, internet sites and fatwa and stuff give you specific steps. This really depends on your situation, and you need to work with your sponsor and whoever you've come clean with to say, listen, you need to be honest, and trust me, it hurts to go to your could you go to your imam or someone to come clean that you have a problem? It's going to hurt. This is the biggest step you need to take. Now, this fight will never ever end, and it will last for a very long time. You need to be on guard for a very long time. A moment that you slip, okay, may dent your progress. And if you slip, remember that we're humans. I'm not asking you to slip. I'm not giving you excuses to slip. But if you slip after a very long time, stop immediately. Do wudu. Literally cry to Allah. Go alone, drive away, and literally, tear your heart out to Allah to say, listen, I failed. Allah, help me. Turn to Allah. Cry to Allah that you have failed. But get on your horse again and keep doing this again and again and again. This is an issue of a lifetime that you need to be on guard. Once again, I'm warning you, if you share this with your wife, it may have consequences. Be very careful. I don't know your relationship. I don't know your wife. You need to figure this out on yourself, on your own. Or even your mother or your family or your brother or sister or somebody like that. You know your relationship. You know what the reaction is going to be. It's up to you. It is unfortunate that Muslim men cheating in their marriage is becoming common, and far more common than what we think. The way to get over this is once again to stop lying to yourself. If you're talking to a sister on Facebook or WhatsApp, stop. Having an affair and then covering it up by getting her to be your second wife is still an affair. You started out with a haram. Stop lying and address the issue in your relationship. Make tawbah and seek forgiveness of Allah Ta'ala. If you're not married, get married. If you're married, I'm warning you that discussing an affair with your wife may bring you trouble. I understand that movies and Netflix shows and tell you to be honest and transparent with your wife, but in real life, the cost of being honest sometimes are catastrophic. Before you discuss your affair with your wife, I want you to think about this very, very carefully. But if there are issues in your relationship, you need to 100% address this. Whether they're emotional or physical, you should discuss it. If you cannot bring yourself to discuss this with your wife, write a letter to it. I know a brother in America. He was married to a sister from India, and he couldn't bring himself to discuss some physical aspects with her. And of course, she's from India. He's born and raised in America. His language is English. She spoke English, but her first language is Urdu. So what he did, he actually wrote a letter. Then he put it in Google Translate, translated it into Urdu the best as he can, and he put her at a place where she read it. Okay, Alhamdulillah, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala helped them, and they were able to get over this. The point is, he went out of his way to actually make her aware that listen, there is some issue, some physical issue that we need to discuss. Now, brother, you're committing a crime, and the punishment of this may not be in your hands. The punishment may destroy your life. Instead of focusing on the punishment, on her reaction, focus on your actions which led to this punishment. And I know this will be a very difficult thing for you to do. Lastly, I'm going to discuss for couples who want to put this filth behind them and move on. If you go to traditional marriage counseling, they may suggest steps which may or may not be compliant with Sunnah and may actually wreck your marriage. There will be lots of forgiveness needed and lots of discussions and lots of changes from both parties. I'm emphasizing this because in many cases our sisters say, why do I need to change, or why do I need to do something when he's the lying, cheating, ... You need to change because you want to save your relationship. Yes, sister, you may need to make a lot of sacrifices for the sake of yourself, your children, and your relationship and your family. Things I'm saying in this presentation are not politically correct, not what you get from the counselor, and not which are conform to gender equality. He cheated, he must pay the price, and he must be made an example, is what the modern society and everything else around you tells you. What I'm saying to you is slightly different. Islam tells you that humans make mistakes and humans can change. In my experience, it may take up to 1 full year for things to return back to normal, and they may not become fully normal for a long time, or things may change slightly. What I can tell you is there are many brothers who've changed and they are now in debt of their wife, and they have newfound honor and respect for her because she stood by them through this crisis. They know that she could have left them, but she didn't, and she went through pain and suffering and she salvaged their relationship. There's a difference between being in love and being in debt. The choice is for all married couples out there to make. All of this filth can be dealt with and can be put behind you, but you are going to have to honestly make choices and discuss some very difficult things. Jazakallahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.